Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. In today's video we're going to look at getting started with the Astra Militarum in Warhammer 40,000, building a force based around the Bridgehead Strike Christmas Advent Calendar detachment. You'll find the full rules for this detachment, including enhancements and stratagems, free to download from warhammercommunity.com. Today's video is sponsored by the Warhammer merch shop. Want to grab some merch for your favourite Warhammer army? You can use our affiliate link down below to grab your next purchase and help support the channel at the same time. And so, to begin with, first of all, we have our Militarum Tempestus command squad. This detachment focuses around taking out Militarum Tempestus units, so this is the perfect place to start with a unit to lead our force. These are pretty unique for a character option in that it has a character surrounded by some of his trusted aides. So you've actually got a group of models where one model is the character and the rest are sort of like his, well, in this case we have a regimental stand bearer, a medic and a master voxman, as well as a specialist of some variety if you wish, with a different sort of weapon. Now, you get deep strike on this, as this is something you will see a lot on all of the different Militarum Tempestus units we look at. The Tempestus Prime as well, with his leader option, when he leads a unit, will give them sustained hits 1, which is really nice, going further into the sort of short range shooting army we're going to be building. Now, those war gear abilities, we have that Medipack to give the unit Feel No Pain 6+. Regimental Standard will add one to the objective control characteristic of models in the unit. Meanwhile, the Command World, which is one of the options we can take with our Tempestus Prime, the unit leader, our Warlord in this case, will allow him to have his unit affected by up to 2 different orders, and the Master Vox means he can issue orders up to a 24-inch range. Now, this model can join Tempestus Signs, so that means all 5 of the models here will join a Tempestus Signs unit. Very important for keeping an idea of those numbers when we look at transports. And we've also got the ability where the Tempestus Prime actually makes Tempestus Signs Battleline if he's our Warlord, and he can issue 1 order regularly. Moving on, we then have the Tempestus Signs themselves. These are our basic unit. They become Battleline in this particular detachment, and even with our Warlord. They'll also gain some extra objective control through the rules. They've got a wide variety of different weapon options, with 2 in every 5 models able to take a special weapon, including hotshot volley guns, which are a unique weapon for them. You've also got things that you can equip your Tempestor with, which is the unit leader. You can take a power fist, power weapon, and even a bolt pistol or plasma pistol as well. The unit can also contain a Voxcaster. This is going to allow you to potentially recycle command points being spent on the unit. And Stormtroopers is our special rule, where each time a model in this unit makes an attack, we can reroll hit rolls of 1. If the target is an enemy unit within range of an objective marker, we can just flat out reroll the hits. Once again, we have deep strike there as well, and one of the cool things about this unit is how we attach units to them. We can actually attach up to 2 leader units to this, although only one of those can be a command squad. So we can have a command squad and say something else like a commissar, a sanctioned psycho, a minotaur, and priest. Some of those we'll look at later in the video. Next up, we have our Tempestus Aquilons, and these are actually a fully fledged unit in the Kill Team game as well. So if you want to play Kill Team alongside this force, you've got a warband ready to go straight away for that. Now, the Tempestus Aquilons are armed with las carbines, and you can also have a hotshot las carbine on your Tempestus Aquilon, who also gets a cool Sentry Flamer as standard. Now, the Sentry Flamer can be upgraded to a Sentry hotshot volley gun or grenade launcher as well. And the Tempestus Aquilon can also swap out their las carbine to get something like a power weapon, some good combat potential, and even have their pistol upgraded for a bolt pistol as well. Now, one Tempestor can have a melter or plasma carbine. These are essentially assault variants of the basic weapons we come to know as melter gun and plasma gun. And then we can also have one model armed with 2 hotshot las pistols, and another couple getting some hotshot las pistols as well. And we can also have a hotshot long las, which is essentially like a sniper rifle, I guess we could call it. Which is pretty cool. It does have precision, which is really nice, so it can do a decent amount of damage to some low wound characters. Now, other than that, we have deep strike there, and we've got precision drop as our first special rule, where in your movement phase, when this unit is set up using deep strike, you perform a precision drop, and if it does, the unit can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 3 inches horizontally away, but it's not eligible to charge, which is fine. We don't want to be charging with this unit. We want to be dropping down near something and shooting them. The servo sentry as well means after we actually use deep strike, we can use immediately the servo sentry as if it were the shooting phase, which is pretty cool, allowing us to get, you know, a few extra shots off with a useful weaponry. Now, the first of the transports we're going to look at is the basic Torox. Torox is going to be able to carry up to 12 Astra Militarum infantry models. These could be weapon teams, Ogrims as well, but they're going to be our Tempestus Signs obviously here. This thing's big thing is rapid deployment, where units can disembark even after this transport disembarks. They're not eligible to declare a charge, but they can shoot as well. Now, you can also equip this model with a Stormbolter to give it some extra firepower, as it's already coming armed standard with twin autocannons, so a little bit of extra firepower on there. Why would you not just give the Stormbolter as well? Meanwhile, the Torox Prime is the other version. Now, this model can actually only carry 12 Militarum Tempestus Infantry or Astra Militarum Infantry characters, so this is sort of limited in what it can carry, but it is going to be armed with more weaponry. As standard, it will have a Torox battle cannon, a twin Torox hotshot volley gun as well, and it can also choose to take things like a Stormbolter. In addition, its twin Torox hotshot volley gun can be upgraded to auto cannons, and you have the options for removing that battle cannon, taking either a missile launcher or a Gatling cannon, both of which are going to provide some different sort of options for how you play with this particular model. Fire support is a special rule where in your shooting phase, after this model is shot, you select an enemy unit that was hit by one or more of the attacks, and until the end of the phase, each time a friendly model that disembarks from the transport makes an attack, attacks the enemy unit, you can re-roll the wound roll, which is really nice. Next, we have one of those characters we talked about earlier in the video, and that is the Commissar. This model could easily join in with our command squad, and probably is where he's going to be the most useful. He has the option for taking a plasma pistol and power weapon instead of his bolt pistol and chainsaw, the standard options. Summary execution means we can auto pass some battle shock, or actually recover from having suffered battle shock by executing a model in units. And while another officer model in the same unit is as this model, you can actually reroll battle shock tests taken for that unit, as he sort of doesn't want to fail in front of the Commissar and become an example. The Commissar can also issue an order by himself as well, and can lead a variety of different units. Lastly, we have the Primar Pyo. I think this is another little addition to bring some extra damage power to our force. Now, while this isn't going to necessarily get all the buffs that some of the other units do, they are going to be able to attack with their Psychic Maelstrom, which does have the ability for blast and devastating wounds, and a nice damage profile of -2 AP and damage 2 on that hazardous profile, good for hurting Marines. We also have the ability of Malign Wardings, where we actually get benefits of saving for a Feel No Pain 4+ against psychic attacks, and Psychic Barrier actually can give us an invulnerable save in our opponent's shooting phase, though with the potential we actually kill a couple of its friends. The model can lead a large variety of units, much like the Commissar, and that includes Tempestus Signs. And so our force today will be the Astra Militarum. We're using the Bridgehead Strike detachment, as we've said. Only the best is the first of the abilities, where each time an Astra Militarum infantry model from our army makes a ranged attack, we can reroll the hit roll to 1. This is pretty cool because it applies to everyone in our force. And Fire Zone Purge. Each time a Militarum Tempestus model from an army makes a ranged attack in a turn in which it was set up on the battlefield from reserves or it disembarked from a transport, we can add 1 to the wound roll. If a Militarum Tempestus officer model is our warlord as well, Tempestus Signs army from your force will gain Battleline, and while such a unit is not battle shocked, they also add 1 to their OC as well. Starting off with characters, we have our Militarum Tempestus Command Squad. This will contain our Warlord, which is Tempestus Prime, who's taken a Command Rod, and the Enhancement Bombast class of Vox Array, which allow him to issue orders to multiple units. We then have a Regimental Standard Vox, and the Medipack in there, along with a Melter Gun. Our Commissar joins him with Plasma Pistol and Power Weapon, and the Enhancement Advanced Augury, which allows us to redeploy some units before the game begins. And then we have 2 Primar Psykers. For Battleline, we have our units of Tempestus Scions, 3 of them in fact, 2 units of 10 and 1 unit of 5. Each of them has the Tempesta with Power Fist and Plasma Pistol, a Las Pistol and Voxcaster wielding model, and then we have a Grenade Launcher and Melter Gun in the 5 model unit, and then 2 of each of those weapons in the 10 model units. Infantry, we have 2 units of Tempesta Aquilons. These are going to have the Tempesta Aquilon with Sentry Grenade Launcher, Power Weapon and Bolt Pistol. We then have a Melter Carbine and Hotshot Long Las in each unit as well. For dedicated transports, we have 2 Torox with Stormbolter, and a Torox Prime with Torox Battle Cannon, Twin Order Cannon, and Stormbolter as well, rounding out the force. We hope that you found this video helpful in getting started with Warhammer 40,000, and that it was able to give you some ideas and inspiration to start your own force in the game. If you have any further questions, please comment down below, and while you're there, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and join our Discord server to check out all of our future Warhammer 40,000 content.